All right, crazy stuff happening. We saw, if you were in my last stream, we were watching Tesla take a huge hit, man. Huge hit. Critical hit down, man. Now, it came out of nowhere, although some potential cases may happen or maybe provided. Um, Tesla did have a pretty bad earnings in relation to, well, the European market. They didn't really sell that good. But also, just now, or well, today, we're seeing Elon basically call for a third party. And I'm not going to disagree. In fact, I'll kind of pre-introduce my perspective. I'm not a fan of Elon. I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of anyone. A fan, aka a fanatic, doesn't necessarily critical think. Hey Grant, what's up? And but I will agree that we need a different party. Uh, because we're having some interesting conflicts between the current two-party system, and I've never really been a fan of two parties. When you have two parties, they're both essentially of the same mechanism. There's no, we have a third, we have a Green Party, we have a the what do you call them? Um for independence, we have a bunch. Yeah. Um So it's a weird feud between the two of them right now, right? So Elon and Trump are having a little bit of a fight. And I do kind of agree with a third party. So he put up a poll. Is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80%? Potentially. We know that both parties essentially really care for money. You can look at Congress, you can look at the Senate, you can look at the whole factor of lobbying. Lobbying is basically corporations and people paying senators to do stuff for them in the laws. So there's no there hasn't been a real representation in politics for the majority of people. Only those that can affect the political spectrum. And let me see what, man, it's been insane. Um, that's affecting the price on Tesla too. So Tesla's crashing. What's Mr. Trump saying? He's probably not talking here. He's probably talking on his little website. Yeah. No, he's thanking you. This is what, oh, this was not even too long ago. This was last month. Wow, man. Imagine thanking someone and then like a week later they're in a fight. Um, thanks for the bless. Let me see. Oh, Trump. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He was saying something about Epstein files and how they didn't get released because Trump is in the files. That's the one. So there's a big conflict happening. But you do see, at least on this vote for a third party, there's about 2.5 million people that voted. And if we take a little bit of calculation to that, 2.5 times uh 0.81, that's still 2 million people that agree that we need another party because Democrats and Republicans are not cutting it. What? You saw Bill Gates? Bill Gates? Bill Gates? Oh no, he's just it's just like a little hey who to follow, follow these people. All of them oligarchs, not my favorite types. Um Yeah, relationship between Trump and Epstein. President versus Elon, who wins? My money's on Elon. There is a case where the president, like Trump actually just used Elon to basically gain the election. And being that Elon at one point was loved by the Democrats because he was a part of the green movement, he provided a device, a car that would that is changing the way we basically use cars. We're not using and burning gasoline, right? At least not in the public space. We're using electric cars. So, and then, God, what happened? What happened that made Democrats really hate Elon? Well, first it was the elections, yeah. Yeah, the Democrats didn't really elect Kamala. They just kind of put her up there. And then they lied about Biden's cancer. They said he was doing fine, everything's great. Mm, I think this is when
Because if
he,
he wasn't doing this, he wouldn't have any of these
let's see
people.
what
We're
he's
lucky to
saying.
have him. I have to tell you, I want to thank you all. And Elon, I want to thank you. I know you've been through a lot with this horrible situation that happens.
Running the cause in there.
That's right. Saving America.
It's very unfair. What he is a patriot. Here's a
So
man
it's
that
so weird
I
how
can
that
tell you,
changed.
he's a
This was on
friend
the
of mine. He's
24th.
become a friend of mine. He supported me in the election. That's when I got to know him. Really, I knew him a
See,
little bit
that's what
from.
it really feels like. He supported me in the election. It really feels like Trump basically used Elon to get the presidency because Elon, on a general sense, has a very big following. He's trying to get people to space. He's creating electric cars to essentially help um help clean up the air. That's the whole purpose of it, right? And this is the initial reasoning why like people in California loved the Tesla car until politics came into play. And now they're burning Tesla cars just because of the political association. But I think Elon was potentially fooled by Trump, thinking that there was going to be change happening. But personally, I don't think either party is going to bring any change because it's never been a case for change. It's been a case for pitting people against each other in a two-sided system. You have one side, you have another side. You have the typical divide and conquer.
From the first term, but not much. But he's a patriot more than anything else. He's never think of it. He has never asked me for a thing. He could have. I always say, I wonder if he's ever going to ask me for something. And that's always subject to change. And if it does change, I'll let you know about it. But Elon has never asked me for a thing. I mean, I got rid of the electric car mandate. I have no idea how that affects him, but possibly not good. I don't know. But he's never asked me for.
So the EV mandate, he's never asked me for a thing. Oh, easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions, is terminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised. In light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft. Well, I would argue evil billionaires are like Amazon when the people that are like literally giving you packages when you buy Amazon, they don't even get a break. They gotta pee in jars and bottles because they can't park anywhere and go to the restroom because their system makes them have to deliver that to you right away and then go from you to another person. And really the only thing Jeff Bezos really does, that's why I don't like him. Like there he is right here. You know, people you might want to follow. Jeff Bezos, never follow that guy. He's a true oligarch. He's a true billionaire, evil billionaire. Bill Gates for sure has some real dark weirdness to it. Elon's not a part of that group, but I mean, he has essentially, again, he's made his cars cheap to be available. Like, if he cared about money, he would have made them very expensive, right? But he's made it cheap so that like, most people can get it. But that's also a case that Trump gave subsidies it made the car cheaper over time. And then Elon's also super scientific, so he's trying to go to space and do stuff in space, and that's kind of a progression of humankind. Jeff Bezos is basically the guy from Amazon. This guy. I mean, that's the Amazon logo, right? But Jeff Bezos is the CEO of Amazon. This is Jeff Bezos. If I can say that there's truly an evil man in this world who's a billionaire, it's this guy. Even his wife left him. Uh, and then definitely Bill Gates too, the original computer man, Microsoft guy. But then again, he wasn't really the only one that worked on Microsoft. He had a lot of people that worked with him. Yeah, Jeff is the CEO of Amazon, the place that we get all our goods from. So there's definitely a good big set of bad billionaires. I would put maybe Elon in the top 10, 20, but Jeff Bezos is definitely like number one, Bill Gates number two. We can talk Jamie Dimon, who runs banks. He's probably number three, if not number one. Yeah, Bill Gates. Yeah, good. Yeah, you know Bill Gates specifically. He's also a little bit sketchy. I've just using Windows lately and seeing how much data that Windows systems take from people. Um, it's interesting why they even need so much personal data. Is he a good CEO? Does he know how to make money? Yes, but has he played dirty to try and get that? Yeah. Um, he's done a lot of things like the Xbox system. You know, Xbox is a part of Microsoft. Um, when people move their like cursor on top of like maybe a battle pass or something, instead of a person clicking on it, sometimes there's like this shadow click where it activates the battle pass even though the person didn't want to buy it and it just activates it. So there's a couple of weird things where yeah, Microsoft does some sketchy things to try and get extra money too. Um, they're very monopolistic. And monopolistic is essentially when you have one company that provides something and they take out everyone else's competition so they can be the only company that can give you something. That's the thing I like about Tesla, at least. They're not monopolistic. They don't want to be monopolistic. They want to replace gas cars. That's it. And they're totally fine with giving what they were selling the patent to the charger. So they were giving out their own technology, which is good. You don't want to like be like Bill Gates trying to keep people away from the technology you're creating. You want to be able to open it up and let more people develop it and make it better. Um, so again, like, yeah, Elon's like top 10, 20 bad billionaires. But like Bill Gates, um, Jeff Bezos, top five. Jamie Dimon, who else? Who else? George, God, what's his name? George something. George Soros. He's probably the devil himself. That guy, George Soros. He's a really horrible person. But yeah, there's a bunch of other people that are way above Elon, I would say. So yeah, there's a big feud. Elon Musk is essentially now putting out the question, do we need a new party, a new political party? I think so. I think Mr. Beast is pretty decent. Yeah, here he is on the side. I think of all like rich people, Mr. Beast he doesn't really provide anything. He doesn't create anything. He just kind of does entertainment, but at least he does give back. You know, like when you have so much money, what do you really do with it? The least you can do is like give back to people that don't have it. Mm. So I do respect Mr. Beast. I'm not a fan. I'm never a fan of anyone because I critically think, and there's always goods and bads with people. Mm, but man, this is super weird. Let's see. Musk calls for Trump to be impeached as the extraordinary feud escalates. Former advisor taunts president over links to Epstein while Trump threatens to cancel contracts. Elon Musk, God, this stupid thing. Elon Musk called for Donald Trump to be impeached after mocking his connection to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The deterioration of the once close relationship into this literally just happened today, dude. It feels like this is something that like, oh my God, it's been going on for so long. This like Trump was literally saying thank you 5 days ago to Elon. And now they're like fighting over stuff. In the most churlish moment of the astonishing saga, Musk said on X the reason Trump had not been released the files of Epstein was because they implicated the president himself. Ooh, dang. Bizarre drama served to underscore the degree to which Trump Musk's relationship has been. Well, it's an interesting conflict. The point, the existence of, I would say, even the reason Elon even wanted to get into politics was because he recognized government overspends. And he was given a chance to clean up some of the overspending. So we found a lot of money going to countries outside of the United States. And if you pay taxes, that means your money is also going there, going to Brazil to have some sort of gay classes or to some other country for surgeries to change like gender, just odd things that money doesn't have to be spent. So he's been trying to remove that spending from the government because we need to save money because technically if we look at the debt clock, oh, the debt clock. How much money is the United States in debt right now? I think it's like 36 or 37 trillion. Hold on, why isn't it loading? National debt clock. Yeah, well, that's one piece to it. But there's a bigger piece that it's not loading right now. So about $36 trillion in debt. And that's a lot of money. The whole country essentially is in debt, has to pay back $36 trillion in all kinds of directions. To other countries, to investors, yeah, trillions. Look how many commas, right? A lot of commas. No, this is how much money the United States has to pay. And this is to China, to Europe, to investors, to money that's being borrowed. No one's a trillionaire right now. Yeah, so debt works very weird. Debt is something that when you borrow money, you have to pay it back. And the United States has basically been borrowing money to try and survive. This is how much money the United States has been borrowing. And it's a lot. And we can't keep doing that. So every time they raise the debt ceiling, which means they just increase the amount of money to borrow, this number gets higher and higher and higher. And eventually it's like, can we actually pay it off? Well, there's a lot of different things in economics, including how much a country actually makes. And since a country is not a company, the only way a country makes money is through taxes. Why isn't it loading the clock? Super weird. Hold on. This be better? Probably not. Maybe it's the website having issues. All right, I think the website's having issues. So, yeah, the clock's not working. So we'll just look at this number. For every single person, why is the national debt so high? America's growing debt is a result of simple math. Each year, there is a mismatch between spending and revenue. Imagine that every year you spend $1,000, but you only make $200. Where are you getting the extra money, right? That extra 800 money to spend. Well, you're borrowing it from something or someone or something like that. Why is it so high? Three main drivers of growing national debt. So our society is aging. So one of the reasons that we have high debt is society is aging. The older generations are retiring, and the younger people are expected to live longer on average. That is great news, but it means that we must prepare for financial needs of longer retirement. So money being spent for retirement is a huge case. Rising healthcare costs, because the United States is one of the most unhealthy countries in the world, meaning people don't take care of their health, they don't eat healthy, they don't exercise. Um, Even like health insurance doesn't provide preventative care. They only provide the expensive cure. It's much cheaper to provide preventative care, meaning vitamins, being able to strengthen your body so it doesn't get sick. But a lot of times companies can't make money from you being healthy. So that's kind of the mismatch here. So healthcare costs are rising. The taxes that are coming in are not really working out as much. Yeah, we do want them to be healthy. Corporations, though, they can't make money on healthy people. So that's kind of the issue, right? Um, and then the corporations go into the Democratic and the Republican Party, and then they pay both sides. It's never one versus the other. They always pay both sides money so that they can basically change the rules about what healthcare has to cover and yada yada. There's other countries that spend a lot of money to keep people healthy, and then they don't get sick. But in those countries, there's no big corporations that provide healthcare because people are not sick. So you can't make money in a hospital. But in the United States, hospitals make a lot of money. And that's because they depend on people being sick to have patients to make money. So that's the biggest conflict there. It's, do we want healthy people or do we want to maintain the healthcare systems? And a lot of the healthcare comes at the cost of the taxpayer. So not only is it retirement, it's healthcare. And then we don't have what? It would be a thing if our tax codes was designed to fund it. The tax system does not generate enough revenue. So taxes don't necessarily work with the amount of spending we have. So that's the problem too. We don't make enough tax revenue for the amount of spending we're pumping out. The best healthcare providing factor is to stop people from being sick, but that means you have to prepare. You have to be healthy. There's a lot of people that, unfortunately, don't have a diverse set of food. A lot of people in the United States, especially, eat a lot of McDonald's, eat a lot of fast food. When's the last time you had a salad, right? Salads have vitamins, onions, lettuce, tomatoes. They give you vitamins. Those vitamins help you grow strong and healthy. A lot of people, though, I barely know a lot of Americans that actually just eat a tomato or a tomato salad. They have to have a tomato in a burger. Like that's it. Or, oh, I eat tomatoes. I put ketchup on my burger. And it's like that's not that's not a tomato. And also ketchup has sugar. And also sugar. Sugar is horrible. Sugar makes really, really, really really bad body dysfunction. Not only from the way that your brain thinks, sugar basically stays in your body for a long time, especially if it's that fructose, like sodas, um, those juices you'd get. There's just so many things that we have. Like if you go to a grocery store, 90% of the stuff in that grocery store, yeah. I use sometimes I put ketchup with mayonnaise together and I mix it into like the pink sauce and I use like, you get some fries or a burger or something. But I just ate a giant salad today. Uh, lettuce, spinach, cucumbers, lemon, and stuff. So, health. That's the best way to do it, and you need real food, but most of the food, like again, 90% of the grocery store is basically crap. The other 10% is like the green side of the grocery store, where you can actually get fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, fresh meats. Those things are good. But then you buy the boxes and the natural something bars and anything in a box is basically bad for you. Anything that comes in a box that you have to take out of packaging, that you maybe have to take a plastic thing on top of, all of those are bad. And that's the problem is those are the cheaper foods and a lot of people can't afford the better groceries. Or maybe they weren't taught how to cook and they depend on that kind of food to survive. So it really does start with food. How do you do? What is one of the best or top best ways that people can provide healthcare? It's by good fresh food, you know. Um, but not McDonald's, not Pizza Hut, not Little Caesars, not ketchup, real food. But that's the problem. It's just the way that we have our culture set is most people don't have that. Don't really go for it. It's not like they can't have it, but most of the times they do not go to the grocery store to get healthy things. So what happens? You eat a lot of food with sugar in it, or you eat a lot of food that's not salad, and eventually your body starts to break down, you get sick a lot, and you go to the doctor, and they give you some medicine, and that medicine has side effects. You're gonna get healthy, but your liver might start getting issues, or this might happen, or you might throw up, or you might get cramps, or this and that. And if that happens, come back, we'll give you another medicine for that. And then that's how they make their money from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Um, so you can basically stop that by eating good food. I haven't been sick in like 10 years. The only time I got sick was 2020. Yeah, good. Don't do McDonald's. It's not good. Never eat. I mean, not never, but like keep it to like once a month, once every other month, 3 times a year, whatever. Like, don't be like, oh, I'm gonna have McDonald's every week or something. Like, that's when it gets bad. Um, but geez, what was I saying before that? Food. Oh yeah, I haven't been sick for 10 years. The only time I got sick was 2020 with the weird COVID thing. Um, I went to basically a karaoke bar. I guess Wendy's is a little bit better, but you and me both know it's not that much better, right? Make a salad. Make your burger at home. Get some meat. Get like those little packaged meats that you can buy. Make some burger patties. Put it in the oven. Let it bake. Or if you have a grill, grill the meat. Make your burgers at home. Like, what's the problem with that, you know? And then you can still use the ketchups and stuff, but at least you know you did the meat yourself. You created that thing. Um, slightly, slightly. Like I wouldn't give Wendy's that much better case scenario. I'd say Wendy's is maybe like 5% better, but they're both still below 10%. Make your burgers at home. Yeah, man, you learn how to cook. It's so much nice. It's so much better. Not only is everything cheaper, you get to choose what you eat. And if you are able to cook burgers or salads or pastas or spaghettis, literally you just have to have it in your house and then you go make it. That's it. Much better case scenario. You don't have to go get an order and wait for it to be cooked for an hour and then get somebody to drive it over and then all of that extra stuff just kind of ends up being whatever. Anyway, I haven't been sick because most of the time I eat. I mean, in a month, one of those weeks, maybe two, is going to be eating meat, burgers, steaks, random concoctions I make, salamis and stuff like that. Heck, even sandwiches. But the other half is going to be salads. It's going to be anything from tomato salad with feta cheese, onions, or like a green salad or a mixture. Like you have to balance the food you eat, you know? I wouldn't put pancakes in any of those two groups though. Pancakes is more like just bread. Pancakes is basically bread. You can eat bread, but it's not going to give you any nutrition. It's just going to keep you alive. Protein comes from meat and it keeps your muscles alive. And then salads, you get vitamins, which keeps your immune system, your health, so you don't get sick. But bread doesn't really do much. It just stops you from being hungry. That's it. So, yeah, let me see. Musk then went on a warpath. Within minutes of Trump's comment appearing on a clip on X where Musk was responding in real time, Musk accused the president of lying about the bill. Yeah, so it's that bill. So why are they fighting? Back to that subject. Well, it's because this weird, big, beautiful bill that Trump is trying to push. We just talked about how much money the United States owes, and this bill is gonna make that even higher. So Trump is gonna like run this number, I think, up to like 40 trillion, if not 41 or 42 trillion in the next 3 years. Um, and this was kind of the conflict. Um, yeah, Burger King is not that good either. Um, if I was to choose, I mean, I would always choose make burgers at home. I make my own burgers at home all the time. But if let's say I didn't have anything to cook with, no oven, no grill, no nothing, I'd probably once in a while go to Burger King. At least I know they grill their food. At least that's the last time I remembered. I can always change it. And you can never really trust them anymore. It just kind of always changes. They have false advertising and marketing tries to make things sound better. When they say made with 100% beef, it's like, oh yeah, just a little bit of this whole patty is beef, the other is sawdust or something else. So I don't really trust advertising. Um, but this is like 5% of the time that I would ever need a burger. Otherwise, I'd make other food. I like sandwiches though. I like sandwiches. I put tomatoes, meats, hams, mayonnaises on my sandwiches and lettuce. I make them like a very nice sandwich, full of different nutritional values. Oh, so yeah, man. Trump wants to put more money into debt. Elon just took out a bunch of Doge spending, overspending government factors, and I think Elon just feels like he did nothing because now this bill might pass, and then they're gonna basically run up the money, run up the national debt. So Tesla stock is down due to this conflict. Let's see, what's the end result here? We're pretty low. Yeah, man. That's why I don't trust politics at all. All these people in politics are just constantly freaking they lie. They just lie. It's an absolute case scenario for just that's how they do what they do. Like, I don't think you can be a politician without being a sociopath. There's no way. There's just no way that you can. Um, there's just no way. You have to constantly lie. You can't tell anyone anything. You have to make them feel like they should vote for you. So you have to, like Democrats do, you have to put out polls and figure out what people want and then start telling people you'll give them that. And then when you get into office, oh, we tried. Well, we try to give you that. And then they just do their own thing again every single fucking time. So I kind of agree with Elon on this one. We do need a third party. We need something that's not Democrat, something that's not Republican, something that's not been bought out by corporations. Because again, we're talking about greedy billionaires, both parties in politics. They're also making a lot of money. Like the people in politics make bank. They make a lot of money. Because they basically not only get the tax money, they get information on the inside, and then they trade on the stock market and make that money even more. So it's like we're on the outside, we're the 80% watching, but everyone else is making money because they're all a little group over there with corporations and politicians working together. But then they start pointing fingers, oh, this party that, this party that. It's all theater. It's all just a show. They just want people to think that nothing's going on underneath all of that. So they start pointing fingers, and the people themselves, the poor people, man, the poor regular people, like, they're the ones fighting it out on the streets. They're the ones like, Democrats going to burn Teslas. I get it. I get the anger. But that's not going to do anything, first and foremost. Second, that's not where the anger should be placed. The anger should be placed in the politicians that are making things the way they are. And lobbying. I mean, let's take a look at some lobbying. Senate lobby list. Mm, probably because yeah, behind a VPN. Oh, disclosure, lobbying disclosure list? No. Let me see. Open secrets, that's what it was. So let's see, politicians. Let's do members of Congress. There's our little faces, our little icons. So, I don't know. Let's go with Mike Johnson. First, we'll do a Republican, then we'll do a Democrat. So he's raised $20 million. He's spent $19 million, and he currently has about 1.2 million. Who bought him off? American Israel Public Affairs, Lockheed Martin Military Group, Altria, some other group, National Broadcasters, that's your media groups, uh, Pro-Israel Securities and Investments. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Real estate, of course. And look at that, top raise and average raise. He's on a roll, man. Yeah, he's on a big roll. The last time he had 1.34 raised, now he raised 20 million. So from 1 million to 20 million. Yeah, I give as much as I can too sometimes when I have enough to give to people for sure. That's what it's about. It's about helping every person, man. It's about helping your community. Here's a Democrat. Oh, he's got 22 million. Nice. And he's spent 20 million. Great. And he's got actually 5 million on hand. He's got more money than the Republican on hand. Great. Let's go back to a Republican. He's raised 14 million. He spent 15 million. He still has 4 million on hand. So he's very similar to the other guy. I forgot to check who bought this guy out. Yeah, same thing. BlackRock. BlackRock. Another one that American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Look at that. Lockheed Martin, same company, two different parties. Retired, real estate. It's the same companies buying up two different parties. So what makes them different? What makes a Republican and a Democrat different? Google Inc. Great. Google is also buying politicians. That's nice. Oh, Catherine Clark. Who bought you? Liberty Mutual Insurance Group. Oh, Google bought her too. So Google's buying both Democrats and Republicans. Whenever I can, I do help. I mean, I teach as much as I can. I'm even trying to help just by teaching online. So with money, it's difficult. I mean, a lot of people can afford a lot of stuff right now. But anytime I can help, I try. With this Apollo Global, Cassidy Organization, Pro-Israel, retired, top contributors 2023. I'd have to look into more details on these guys, but it seems like financial. Yeah, these more like financial firms. Wells Fargo, more banks. But that's crazy, dude. What is this American Israel Public Affair Committee? APAC. I know that one. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Every single politician has a contributions from APAC. That's crazy. That is so crazy. So far that we've gone through. At least he's on the second case. He's not, I guess he's maybe not one of the top politicians to get money, but they still gave him 14K. Wells Fargo still comes in. They need that extra vote to do something. Well, APAC is basically an American lobbying group advocating for pro-Israel policies. This is the whole issue in the Middle East. Um, the it's such a difficult subject to really go into because the Middle East is buried in difficult subjects, difficult history, constant fighting. But basically, there's two sides. There's Israel, and then there's everyone else. Everyone else being Syria, Lebanon, Iran, just basically where we would normally consider terrorists to come into. And AIPAC basically states and tries to make its point that Israel is doing the right thing. But you know what, man? It's another war. It's another chaotic situation in the world, and we shouldn't probably be messing around in anyone else's business but our own. That's my kind of perspective on it. We really shouldn't be messing around with anyone's business. Um, but AIPAC is basically giving money to all these politicians here. Majority Leader Charles Schumer. I know that stupid face and that stupid name. Damn, he's got 42 in contributions. 42 million. Blackstone, another financial group. Newmark, L3 Harris Technologies. Securities and investment. Basically, financial institutions have really bought this guy out. What about Mrs. Elizabeth Warren? She's supposed to be not, right? Ooh, armed service got her banked out. Banking? Finance? I thought she was like, oh, for the little people. Why is she being given money by all these? Oh, Google bought her out and Apple? Man, Are you surprised? Because I'm not. I really am not surprised. They play a freaking role on TV, but on the back end, they're being given money by every single possible. Even Harvard University gave her money. For what? For absolutely what? To talk about something? It's insane. Oh, House leadership, Republican. Oh, hey, Mitch McConnell. How are you? You are doing great. You're doing absolutely great. You got 72 mil under your belt. Look at you. Blackstone, top industry, 23 million retired. Retired? What do you mean retired? I guess he is retired, but he probably used the money from agriculture, appropriations, rules. He probably used the money from finances. Blackstone. And what's Mitch McConnell? He's a Republican. American Alternative Investment Company. Yeah, more money handling. Man, he's old. How did he retire? He probably got a bunch of money from all these corporations giving him money, and then he put it in the stock market and then made more money. And that's kind of how it works. That's what happens when you're a politician. You gather up as many squirrel nuts as you can, then you go invest it for more. Where is that one lady? God, what's her face? She's like the worst of them all. Oh, what's her face? Hold on, hold on, hold on. No, no, not governors. Not governors. Representatives? God, what was? Oh no, she looks like this lady over here. I was gonna say it's a different word. Fuck. You know what? I also use Quiver. There is Quiver Quantitative. Figure out who's got what for trading. Data sets, politicians search. This is for investing. Hmm. Nancy Pelosi. There she is. That's who I wanted to look up. Nancy Pelosi is the mother of all corrupt individuals. Pelosi? Pelosi? Let's see. Okay, well, she doesn't look like she's doing too crazy. I guess she's not. She's just really using all that money to trade on the open market. But dang, no. Look at that, 30 million before, 25 million before. This year she got a little less. Maybe she's trying to. She is Democrat representative, first elected 1987. Who bought her out? The state of California pays her. Kaiser Permanente, University of California, City of County, San Francisco. A lot of California things pay her. That's crazy. Yeah. Aflac Insurance, Postal Service. See, U.S. Postal Service, fine, I guess. That's not that big of a deal. Kind of. And Citizens United. That's interesting. What about her previous years? Can I look at that? I don't think I can. Hmm. Interesting, interesting. Anyway, politicians. It's not her, it's not him, it's not them, all of them together. I'd say 95% of politicians care about money. That's it. That's what they're there for. So, back to the subject at hand, man. Elon Musk calling out a new party. I'm okay with that. I think it's time for a new change, because Democrats and Republicans, as we've seen, are basically not different at all. At least the politicians. Maybe the people that are Democrat and the people that are Republican are different, and that's why they're fighting. But while they're fighting, the politicians that represent each side are getting paid money when everyone else is distracted by fighting with each other. And that's my perspective. I feel like we're being distracted with all this drama, and these politicians are just getting paid from corporations. Doesn't matter which side you're on, and that's important. And I think we can definitely use a third party, maybe balance this out and break this horrible habit we have with having such corrupted individuals. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done for now. I thought that was an interesting topic, but we'll see what's gonna happen because yeah, Trump and Elon are fighting, and I think Elon has the upper hand here because Elon was never a politician. He never claimed to be. I mean, even Trump's trying to say he's not a politician, but he's done more politics than Elon. And I think Elon has a greater following base. And the reason Trump won was probably because Elon was backing him up. So while Trump thinks he has a card or he has cards, just like he was talking with Zelensky, while Trump thinks he has all the cards, I think he just lost one of his biggest cards, and that's Elon. So we'll see what's gonna happen. Our it's just chaos. It looks like chaos. Bye, Grant. I'll talk to you later, bud. I'll talk to you tomorrow. We got a session tomorrow. Don't forget, we got to do some math. I'm surprised you're interested in politics. Um, well, now I know. I didn't think I would be talking about politics, but because this has to do directly with trading in the stock market, I figured I'd say something about it. Because I hate politics. I hate politics so much. Politics, again, is about money. See you tomorrow, Grant.